Okay, this is Joel from Volvo of Orange County in the Santa Ana Auto Mall. We're going to take a ride along in the all-new 2011 S60 T6. Sorry it's going to be a little jumpy because I'm just holding the camera in my hand. But one feature I'm going to show you that's available on the all-new S60 is in the technology package. It's called the Adaptive Cruise Control. First off, this feature is not available in any competition at any price in this price point. There's a few models that even have this type of cruise control, but you generally have to spend anywhere from $80,000 to $100,000 to get that. Now, what Adaptive Cruise Control does is it has a sensor in the front grille that senses the car in front of you, and it'll keep the distance you set between you and the car depending on what speed you set. But one thing nice about this year, they've added what they call Q Assist to it, where the actual cruise control can go right on down to dead stopped and then go back up. So in stop and go traffic, as you can see we're in right now, which is the 5 northbound, there's lots of traffic. So what I'm going to do is right over here is I'm going to turn on the Adaptive Cruise Control, and you can see it turn on the display, see the on and off right there. And I'm going to set the speed for probably 75 miles an hour. You can see we're doing just over 20. I've set the gap I'm comfortable with. This car is now driving itself, and I'm holding onto the steering wheel. I am not going to use the brakes. This car is going to keep this distance, and it will stay with the traffic. It is so much of a stress reducer to be stuck in traffic like this. On, off the brake, on, off the gas, on, off the brake. I don't know if you can see, but I don't have my foot anywhere near the controls. Yet look what the car's doing. It's driving itself. I am just holding on to the steering wheel, keeping it in the lane, and the car will just follow that car in front of me based on the speed. It'll keep this exact gap. I'm hoping the traffic comes to a stop so we can see, and I think it's doing. See the car starting to slow down? I'm not doing that. We're slowing down, 20, 15, keeping the gap. It'll go right on down to rolling speed, which I'm hoping we can do in just a minute. Because generally right through here, here it goes. See the lights come on in that car? This car senses it, and it's going to slow down. Going to speed up as soon as the traffic moves, and that's what it's doing. Traffic's moving ahead. Now you're going to probably get a chance to really see how good this is if someone, well, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. If someone cuts into that gap, you say, well, what happens? Well, here we go, watch. Car's coming right down to a stop, folks. I am not touching the brake. The car's doing that. We're now doing about 8 miles an hour, as you can see from the speed. And look what the car's doing, keeping the gap. It's going a little faster now because traffic's moving faster. Now watch this guy right here. He's going to jump in that gap. Car sees him already. It'll go right up to him. Not going to hit him. It can't. Look, I'm slowing down to almost dead stopped right now. Car is barely moving. Barely moving. As long as it's barely moving, it will continue. It'll go again. Look, it's going all by itself. I'm not doing anything, just holding on to the steering wheel. He's going to leave out of that gap. The car will now tighten up the gap based on what I've chosen. You can have a gap about 2 car lengths all the way, I believe, to 8 car lengths, depending what you're comfortable with. I can back the gap up right here on the steering wheel, and you can see it set it bigger. So what it'll do when the next time the car gets a chance to start moving, it'll have a larger gap between me and the car in front of me. Excellent, excellent feature if you drive these roads, and you know anyone here in Southern California knows this is a pretty typical morning and afternoon commute. If you drive to Vegas, go across the 15, long trip. Everybody loves Vegas, but that trip is stop and go, up and down, 75, 35, 55. You just set the speed, let the car worry about it. Hold the wheel. The car cannot hit the car in front of you. It's just not going to happen. And if you notice again, the car's stopping. Look, I am not. There's nobody on that brake, and you can see we're stopping. Gonna move right ahead a little bit here. See, cars are moving in and out. I'm just relaxed. I'm in this lane. I'm going to get to work when I get to work. Sell some Volvos when we get there, hopefully. I see cars pulling into the gap. No problem. Car sees it. Very smooth, too. It doesn't overreact to seeing somebody. It's got a pretty wide angle. Does not overreact to someone coming into your lane. Just sees them coming and slows the car up just like that. This is the new technology that is available on the all-new 2011 S60 T6 all-wheel drive. Again, it's in the technology package. We have them in stock and some more coming in. You need to come down to Volvo of Orange County in the Santa Ana Auto Mall and test drive this feature for yourself. You'll be amazed. The car is an awesome car. Has 300 horsepower, 325 foot-pounds of torque, all-wheel drive with torque vectoring. It has built in the dash, navigation, voice control. Now if you notice, we're speeding right back up here, and look at the gap. See how big the gap is? We're back to about, I have it set at 75, but it's doing about 50. But I'm just cruising right along in this lane. Car says, okay, people are out of the way, let's go. I have not touched the gas or the brake for this entire video. Great feature, and we hope to see you soon. Volvo of Orange County, Santa Ana Auto Mall.